The US national debt just crossed 38 trillion. And if you are parking your money in traditional 60-40 portfolio, you are the one paying for it. In 2022, stocks drop and bonds, your safety net, crash at the same time. Vanguard called it the worst year for 60-40 portfolio since the Great Depression. The government can't afford to. The government can't afford high rates because of debt, but can't lower them because of inflation. So we're stuck in the middle, losing purchasing power while working 60 hours a week. Today I'm showing you the rules-based framework that gets you out of this trap. For 40 years from the early 80s to 2021, investing was fairly easy. You bought stocks to grow your money and bonds to keep it safe. When stocks went down, your bonds went up. It was like having an insurance that paid you to own it. Back then, the US debt was smaller, inflation was low, and the Fed had your back. You didn't need a plan, just money and a brokerage account. Here's the thing, something changed. Now the US government owns 38.4 trillion based on the US Treasury data from January 2026. That's not just a big number, it changes everything. The Congressional Budget Office says the government will pay 1 trillion just in interest this year. That's at 3.2% of everything we make as a country. The reality is that the government can't keep rates high because they can't afford payments, but they can't lower rates because prices just keep going up. And that is the debt trap. In 2022, stocks and bonds crashed at the same time. The 60 and 40 portfolio lost about 17%. That is the worst year since the 1930s. Your safety net was completely gone. If you work 60 hours a week, you're putting your money into a system where bonds lose to inflation and stocks bounce around more than ever. You're getting hit twice, once by taxes and once by a money system that has to hurt your savings to just pay debt. Here's what people don't get. Do nothing investing only works when the market is healthy. When it runs on debt and the government moves instead of real profits, doing nothing is like sitting in a car with no driver. From 2011 to 2021, stocks and bonds moved in a different direction. The number was negative 0.37. Since 2022, they moved together. Now, positive 0.41 based on State Street data. Your spread out portfolio is just one big bet. And the Vanguard's 2026 report says the US stocks will only grow 4 to 5% over the next 10 years. After taxes and real inflation, you make nothing. So what do you do now? Not secret funds, you move your investment from guessing to using a systematic approach. That's guessing. When the government owns 38 trillion, guessing can cost an insane amount of money. But a system is different. It uses rules. It doesn't care what I think will happen. It only watches what's happening right now, like a car in autopilot, adjusting its velocity. This is called trend following or managing futures. Big investors have used it for years, and now busy professionals investors can also benefit from it. You're not picking winners or figuring out the best stock or the best cryptocurrency that will go 1000x. You have math rules, but instead you use an algorithm that follows rules and buys and sells on autopilot. Well, first, it doesn't have feelings. When the news screams about theft, the system just follows what's working. Second, it helps during crashes. Research by AQR Capital Management shows these systems do well when market falls hard. While the 60 and 40 hopes bonds save you, this system can make money when the market drops by following a systematic approach instead of relying on emotions. Third, it saves you time. You're not trying to beat the market, the system does the work for you. It's active behind the scenes, but hands off for your life. So, if you're a busy professional who knows inflation, market risk, and old school investing are putting you behind, you are not alone. Over 300 busy professionals have put in capital into a rules-based software that's taking thousands of trades year after year, so it can systematically outpace inflation and keep us ahead. If you're curious about how it works, I've got a ton of videos on this channel breaking it down, or if you want a shortcut straight to the details, just hit the link in the description to learn more and see if it is the right fit for you. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.